Welcome back to the Delusion Experiment. This is a weekly reading for my water signs for the week of January 12th. I have a new deck that we are going to start with, and we're going to follow the same structure as last week. So we're going to go over 4 different things. As always, this is a collective reading. So if it doesn't resonate, just leave it. Like I always like to say, if it doesn't fit, don't force it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at this week is what energy is coming in this week for you water signs. Okay, first up, we have the Boar, bravery. Then the Swordfish, focus. And lastly, we have the Robin, rebirth. Right off the bat, we're going to get these a little more aligned for my ADD. Water signs, I'm hearing there is something that you have been focused on in a mental capacity. It's something that you think about, it's something that you want to do, but either you tell yourself stories or you allow your fears to stop you from pursuing what it is that you're thinking about. And maybe it's that you want to go back to school. Maybe you are looking to change careers. You want to be more social, put yourself out there, want to start a social media channel of some sort. It keeps coming up for you. You keep thinking about it. You have all these ideas of ways that you want to pursue it, but something always stops you. And I believe that the energy of this week is going to either ask you to be brave or it's going to help you to be brave so that you can take that first step forward. And I believe that that's where the focus and the rebirth come in. If you allow yourself to focus on your why and less about the how, that in and of itself is being brave. But if that's where you start, instead of playing through the scenario of how this decision or the first step forward would be received by anyone outside of yourself, that is being brave on its own. But that's sort of where you're being asked to overlook, right? Stop thinking or stop focusing on how it's going to be received and focus more on your why, right? So let's say you're looking to change careers and maybe your partner or your current job or your family might, you think that they might think that you're crazy if you decide to do this. But if your why is because you want a better life for yourself, or you want to be more fulfilled, or you want to make a difference, or whatever it is that your why is, your why is important to you, but it doesn't have to be important to anybody else. If you stay focused on the why and not getting from where you are to where you want to be, the universe is going to help push you along. And ultimately, by getting to the change that you want to make, you will be reborn. Whatever it is that you're focusing on is aligned with who you are and what you want. It's going to allow you to shine more authentically. It's going to make you more comfortable in your own body. And that's really what's most important. I believe that the universe is asking you to focus on your why and not anybody else's, not how it will be received, how it will affect other people. You really need to look at what this means for you and act on that reasoning, not anybody else. So bring yourself into focus, the end game of this is a true rebirth for you. Okay, water signs, we are, oh, well, not even getting there yet. Well, let's see. So as I was trying to shuffle, we were, all right, this works. We were going to ask how you can best align with this energy, and 3 cards flew out immediately. We have possibilities, follow your dreams, make up your mind, believe in yourself. Everything that we just discussed. Laughter, happiness, joy, healing. This is what's going to come in if you follow your dreams, if you believe in yourself. And then we have love affair, dirty little secret, sex fix, down low. Could this be, right, for some of you, it is a collective reading. For some of you, this may absolutely be a love affair, in which this card makes complete sense at face value. For everybody else who is not necessarily experiencing a love affair or looking for a love affair, what I get from this card is that maybe you move in silence. Maybe you stop asking permission, stop seeking validation outside of yourself when it comes to pursuing this goal. Maybe you allow your bravery to be an inside job and you move forward without it being public, right? I know that sounds weird, but really it's more about pursuing this for yourself. You don't necessarily need an audience. You don't need anybody's permission. You don't need validation of the steps that you're taking. What I really keep honing in on with this card is like down low. And what I'm hearing is, you know, if you've already accomplished, moved into, stepped forward towards what it is that you want to do without announcing it to your world, the world, just move quietly towards your goals. Once you've accomplished them, whatever backlash you are perceiving may happen. I keep hearing like, what's it going to do? Like, what are they going to do? Right? So let's just say you want to change careers, and you know that if you tell your mom that you want to change careers, or your best friend, or whoever it is that you want to change careers, you know that they're going to poo-poo it, right? And probably it comes from not a bad place. If anything, it would probably be their own fears coming out first, because that's not something that they would necessarily do, right? And they care about you, and they, you know, don't want to see you struggle, blah, blah, blah. But if you tell them, and before you make any moves, there's the risk that they're going to talk you out of it, right? Their resistance could make you even more fearful. You may second guess wanting to move forward. But if you move forward quietly, if you move forward in silence, and when all is said and done and you've made that change, then you make an announcement, what are they going to do? It's already been done. So that's what I think is a way for you to best align with this energy, is to move in silence, to do it on the down low. Not everybody needs to know what your plans are. Not everybody needs to know what direction you're heading in. Only you do. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anybody's validation. Make the moves. And I think if you do make the moves, if you follow your dreams, if you believe in yourself, you are going to be so happy. And if you do need to seek permission or validation outside of yourself, that could be in jeopardy. That happiness could absolutely be in jeopardy. Do I think it's going to prevent your desires from coming to fruition at all? Absolutely not. But do I think that it might take a little bit longer? Do I think that there will be delays? 100%. I do. Okay, so next we are going to look at what challenges might arise this week of January 12th for my water signs. And as I am shuffling, if you haven't already, please like this video. Okay, so our first card that jumped out is the Four of Swords, taking a break, relaxation and peace, self-reflection, and resting. You might be forced to stop and reevaluate before you take that step forward, right? And maybe you need to. Maybe your the hustle and bustle of your everyday is asking you to take a break, to stop, take a deep breath, be present, evaluate before you do move forward, right? And maybe you need a small period of rest, because whatever it is that you're going to start working towards is going to take some time and going to take some energy. So you want to build up your resources as far as that's concerned. This is not a bad idea. I mean, wherever you are, we're on the East Coast here, and it has been pretty cold. So hibernating is an activity that we do here when it's 20 degrees. Okay. Two of Swords, stalemate, stuck, denial, difficult choices, and crossroads. What I feel is that these are some of the challenges that are likely going to come up for you. It's natural that our mind always wants to protect us. So if we are thinking about embarking on something that is new and unfamiliar, as excited as our brain gets in the first second, by the fifth second, our brain is like, oh no, this is not right. We might get hurt. It's unknown. We don't know what's happening. Like, abort, abort, abort. This is part of the process that I think that you're going to have to go through. But if you always cut off that fifth second of fear and you go back to that first second and recultivate that excitement, you already know that this is the right thing for you. But it is unknown, and it may not be the easiest thing, and it is going to be a change. So that can be hard to muscle through, but that's where the self-reflection comes in. That's where the break and the relaxation comes in, so that you can have the stamina to keep moving forward towards your goals. I just keep hearing, like, you've waited so long for this. You've thought about this for so long. It is not something that you thought about and then never thought about again for years. Like, this is something that you may try to deny it. You may give yourself all the reasons why you can't, right? Denial, difficult choices, can't do it for this reason, can't do it for that reason, right? But you're standing at that crossroad right now, and you're finding it really difficult to choose the path that you've been on. You really can't come up with a lot of reasons why you should stay on that path. You have a lot more reasons for why you should take the new path. And that's where the Emperor comes in. The divine masculine, the control, the authority. This is you taking control of your destiny, right? You are making the decisions. You're not asking for permission. You're not seeking validation. This could also be a male figure or someone who embodies masculine energy. I see someone like with their hand out, right? So maybe for some of you, this is someone that will help you to move forward on that new path, maybe give you an opportunity, an open door, a leg up, right? They're pulling you forward towards what it is that you are pursuing. So you may be getting assistance from someone, some way, somehow, because this is where you're meant to be, right? You're meant to be choosing that new path for your greatest and highest good. This is what's going to set your soul on fire. This is going to allow you to create the life that you want to lead. I'm hearing this is your opportunity to co-create with the universe. This is just the first endeavor, the first step in having everything it is that you want. someone's definitely going to come help you out. And it's not somebody that you would expect. It's not necessarily even somebody you know, but some way, somehow, the universe is extending a hand to pull you towards your destiny. And lastly, we are going to look at, what do you need to hear? All right, so these are interesting. Okay, so first card up, sorrow, loss, grief, and depression. I feel like this is sort of where you have been. And I think that some of you are going to be very aware of this fact, and some of you might just be coming to that realization right now. But being on the path that you're on, because it doesn't set your soul on fire, because it is not allowing you to be your authentic self, there has absolutely been some grief, some unhappiness, some depression that, again, I think some of you probably didn't even realize that you were sad or unhappy in this particular area. I think a lot of times we just go through the motions and we don't necessarily realize that we're slipping in some areas until somebody points it out. And I think that that's it is where some of you are. And with that comes some finality, right? If you're choosing a new path, you're going to be leaving people behind, situations behind, things behind. You're going to need to say goodbye. There's going to be closure. And as much as this can be tangible, right? Like if you're leaving one job for another, obviously you're going to say goodbye to some people, friends, coworkers. There's definitely going to be closure, but more importantly, who you are in your current state is not going to be who you are when you're reborn, when you choose passion, when you choose that authentic path for yourself. There's finality in that too. You're going to be growing and changing and leaving behind the person that you've been, but that hasn't made you happy. And with that, this is something else that we need to be aware of. Cloudy judgment, illusions, unbalanced, distorted. You may question your path because of this, for sure. I think a lot of times we question things when they're new and unknown and we don't know how things are going to shake out or what's going to come about. But I don't feel anything negative here. I think the biggest challenge is you being brave, realigning your focus so that you can get that life that you want, the life that you have dreamed of. And that's where the challenge lies. It's gonna be a little bit of a struggle, right? It's a rebirth. So you're essentially going in as one person and coming out as another. But the struggle is absolutely going to be worth it for who you're going to be, for how you're going to feel, for the opportunities that are going to be presented to you by you being brave and focusing on this new path. That's what I have for you this week, water signs. I hope that this resonated with you. Until next time.